春風で揺れる花手を振る君に見えた新しい街のこの寂しさいつかは思い出になるはずさ素晴らしい日々を噛み続けてたんだもう夜になって吐き捨てたつまらない日々も長い夜もいつかは思い出になるはずさずっと隠してたけどずっと昔の僕の答えをまた用意して夢みたいなこの日を千年に一回くらいの日を永遠にしたいこの日々をそう今も思ってるよずっとこの言葉をずっと昔の僕の答えを今用意して夢みたいなこの日を千年に一回くらいの日を永遠にしたいこの日々をそう今も思ってるよ夢みたいな夜の千年に一回くらいの月を永遠にしたいこの夜をそう今も思ってるよ忘れられないの春風で揺れる花手を振る君に見えた新しい街のこの寂しさいつかは思い出になるはずさ素晴らしい日々を噛み続けてたんだもう夜になって吐き捨てたつまらない日々も長い夜もいつかは思い出になるはずさずっと
What up? What up? What up?
Was good. You're hosting. I'll let you host it.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, well, I should be on though. Let me double check everything. Let me refresh.
Yeah, you're alive. You're good.
Yes, I am live. All right, bet. Welcome y'all to the Sandstorm Show. This is Geronimo. Sandstorm is here to my right, technically, as you're watching here. I'll be hosting tonight as well, he popping in for a little bit just to make sure, the wheels are still running on the train as we chug along. But so far, so good. So yeah, I'll be hosting tonight. We're gonna go ahead and hit it up, and our theming this evening will be about monsters in video games. It's Halloween time, it's spooky month. We're going to be talking about, monsters in gaming, different like beat 'em up type games, monsters that we go against. Just that'll be the main theming. But first things first, actually, Sandstorm, since you are here, perfect, because I originally wasn't going to do this, but would you mind giving us our quick praying as our deacon, if possible?
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Father God, thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Father God, thank
Yes, yeah,
you
you're loud and
for
clear.
this time. We appreciate that we were given. Thank you for the opportunity to love and play games and love. We praise your name. We love you. We honor you in Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so first things first. As we all usually do, well, we're gonna go back to the default icebreaker. So for y'all that's in the chat, shout out to Exodia, shout out to Jazzy Jefferson. I see you in there. Shout out to RJ, and everyone else as they kind of pile in. What have y'all been playing the past week or so? What have y'all been playing? And Sandstorm as well. What have you been playing?
So for me, um, I've been playing. I went back to Silk Song.
Okay.
Silk Song. Um, it is. I need to start playing it more like because I've taken some time off from it. I
Hmm.
don't remember the control scheme anymore.
Oh man.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's really been messing me up as far as like going into different areas, and like now I'm not in, the first level anymore, so it makes it a lot harder in that kind of sense, because everything's already hard, right? So
Hmm.
um been playing that, been pushing through more Cyberpunk. I'm at a spot in Cyberpunk where it requires like a certain amount of like something to your one of your abilities, whether it's like intellect or I can't remember the other one. One is intellect and else technical ability, and I don't have
Okay.
20s in both of those, so I can either do one of two things: is to respec, but do that once in the game, and I don't
Hmm.
want to do it just for those levels, because then like all my other stats for the end of the game are going to be off, and like the end of the game is tough, especially you if you do like it's not the secret ending, but it's like the 100% ending.
Hmm.
Do that part, like the stats that I have right now were the most beneficial to me. So I'm gonna try and continue to play and do some of like the not the side missions, because I'm caught up on those, but maybe I'll do more of the main mission, and hopefully I'll get
Okay.
some more side missions so I can be able to do that kind of stuff. And then I really got to get back into Street Fighter. I haven't played Street Fighter. I've played a very, very minimal amount of Diablo.
Mhm.
Because I said I was gonna quit,
Oh
right? And I
yeah.
yeah, yeah, and actually is for this episode, or like the next coming episodes. Um, so been playing a very little amount of that, and I feel like there's one more game that I picked up and started playing more of.
Hmm.
Um,
Sound
Pokemon
like
Emerald?
recently. Oh, Pokemon
No,
Emerald. Hey, that's one.
yeah. So I picked up
Okay.
Pokemon Emerald, not the original. Yeah, the original Emerald.
Hmm.
Not the
The remake.
Oris, or yeah, yeah. Um, and so I've been taking my time with that, having a good time trying to pick different Pokemon than I picked from the because my team was really sweet, but I also need to ever like switch out my Pokemon. That's how I feel in every Pokemon game. So like this time around, I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and pick a new set of people. Shout out to Exodia because he said Xenoblade Chronicles X. I need to that
Hey.
game. Like
I
need
thought
to
about
get back in that game.
I
and
I
go
thought
ahead and
about
finish.
putting I thought about putting the Switch cartridge back in. I looked at it because I was like kind of sort of reorganizing my space over there for my games, and I saw it and I was like, I'm thinking about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay with what's
I
out
don't
right
think
now.
that's 60.
I'll come back to it when there's a low point.
I don't think
No.
that 60 FPS is coming out anytime soon, if at all. That's what
Yeah.
modders or whoever said that there was a 60 FPS mode. There was never any real confirmation of that, so I couldn't tell you if that was really a thing. But yeah, I need to get back into it because I definitely want to see some of the ending pieces
Yeah, the
of
new
that
stuff.
game and what else they added to it. Yeah.
Same.
So that's it for me.
Yeah.
That's all I've been playing lately.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for me, oh god, what did I? Yeah, so I finished Lion Kong Bonanza last week. Yeah, I finished it last weekend. So since then, I've really just kind of been dabbling into some other stuff I was playing before. Like I started back and playing Pokemon Violet. Just I know Pokemon Legends EA is literally next weekend, which is wild. That's so soon. But I just want
Crazy.
to hop back into it. Yeah, right. Like I think most of my team is like in the mid 30s. Like I think it's level 30s. Yeah, they're all in the mid level 30s right now. So I'm just I encountered one of the Paradox Pokemon, which I kind of forgot that you run into them like that. Is like the really big one. I think it was supposed to be like a
Yeah.
what's it called? It's based off like Don Fan or something, but futuristic. And the
Yeah.
first time he actually bodied me
something
the first
Tusk.
time. Yeah. No, it was
Iron Tusk.
Iron Treads. There we go. Because it's like
Yeah,
it has
Iron
like a
Treads,
wheel,
yeah.
like a metal wheel or
Yeah.
whatever. It rolls around, which is funny because I saw I saw a bunch of fanfies and Don fans leading up to that area because I was like I need to do all these Titans so I can get the lizard Pokemon that's like how I move around the world. I get it maxed out so I can swim and all that. So I gotta find one more and then I'll be able to swim. I just got the ability to glide when you double jump like that. So yeah, but it's been cool. I'm not like trying to commit and like try and run through it really quickly and finish it up by ZA. I'll probably return to it once I'm done everything I wanted to do in ZA, and I guess I don't know before that DLC comes out early next year. But other than that, man, like what else were we playing? I dabbled with the Shinobi demo finally. Man,
Hey.
I
It's
almost
clean, isn't it?
It is clean. Like it feels super smooth, like the combat and whatnot. I didn't finish the demo. I was like playing like was it 20 minutes of it just to get the feel of everything, and I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna scoop this very soon, and it'll just be another thing on the pile of games I need to run through. I'll be like Jack, like trying to juggle them all.
Right.
And then I got back on the PC a little bit. I touched a little bit of Borderlands 4 a bit. I've been honestly pretty busy this week, so I haven't really been able to like sit down and like put the time into it I want to. And then I've been just kind of what was it? I haven't checked Marvel Rivals yet. There's a new update. But that's pretty much it, man. Just kind of dabbling around, kind of chilling for a little bit, till Legends ZA drops, and I'll be all in on that again. But yeah. And okay, so let me see if I can get the chat in the stream. Is it? Oh, now it's showing. Okay, perfect. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So okay, and let me see. Yeah, bear with me, y'all. It's actually I have a Restream account that I just use for like Twitch and YouTube streaming, but I don't stream from the Restream site, so I'm kind of getting used to everything. So I'm gonna just call out and read everyone's chat. I don't know how to do the highlight thing, but let's see who else is coming in. What's good, Jay Biggs? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Stormcast. What up, J2? And like Sandstorm said, Exodia says Xenoblade X. RJ said I wasn't gonna wait for the Switch 2 version of any of the Xenoblade games. Fun games are fun games. Beat them all. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, if I hadn't gotten like a Wii U copy back in like what year was that? 2021. I probably just ran through it like very first time playing it. So yeah, I kind of just decided to go through a good chunk of it. I think the last time left off on it, I got my scale, but I don't have the flight module
Mm,
yet. So I think
yeah,
I
I
remember.
think we're in the same spot.
Yes, yeah, I remember exactly where I am. I was doing a bunch of side stuff and leveling up, different weapons for the different classes. I think the next story mission is to start getting the flight module and everything. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I might pop it back in like maybe in December. I'll do that. I'll think about it for sure. Let's see. What's good, Juice Man Vaughn? What's good in the building? JBix also said I started Xenoblade X on Switch. I most play start a new playthrough at some point next year. Hopefully the update comes out by then. Honestly, what I'm gonna do for that update which nothing was ever like Stanstorm said as well. It was never like officially formally confirmed. It was one of those things where like the data miner people, because it's a Switch game. Once the game comes out, they're just able to dig in all the codes because of all the modding that's been going on for years. They just found some code that referenced a 60 frames per second toggle of some sort. So what I'm probably gonna do, I'll probably wait until like that first direct the next year, and if there's nothing, then I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna get back into it. I'm gonna get to that last chapter, the last story, and then that'll be it. And then I'll just wait for the next banger Monolith soft drops.
Right.
Yep. But yeah, for those of y'all just hopped in, we're just still on the icebreaker at the moment. Pretty much just asking, what you've been playing recently, and just what you've been playing the past week or so since you've been here, or just in general. If you're chilling on games, what's the next game you're looking forward to, like Pokemon or anything like that for next week? But yeah. So first things out. Okay, here we go. Juice Man Vaughn said, been playing Hades 2 still and playing Galaxy 1. Hey, nice to both. The focus for Galaxy is so much more based on level design than platform mechanics than Galaxy is. Wait, focus for Galaxy is so much more based on level design than platform mechanics? Oh, right. Yeah, like even though like you don't have all the movement options like for like Mario 64 or in some cases Sunshine, even though it's a little different in that one, it is a very tight platforming experience. Both the Galaxy games are. So I think if you really value how consistent the level design is, or your objectives, then yeah, the Galaxy games are definitely king, especially Galaxy 1 or Galaxy 2. I'm more of a Galaxy 2 person over 1, mostly because I think that one has, in my opinion, even better like levels. I love the Cloud Mario power up is amazing.
Yeah.
There's only one level of Spring Mario, which is the one negative I would say about Mario Galaxy. I'm not a fan of the Spring. I'm not a fan of the Spring Mario power up. It's a little finicky, but that's really just nitpick at the end of the day. It's not like a worst game ever type thing. But yeah. Yep. So, anyone else have anything else you want to mention? Feel free to type it in. I'll reference it once it pops up. But for the first topic, Sunshine. Since Sunshine. Okay, so the focus for Galaxy is much more based on level design and platform mechanics than Sunshine is. That makes sense. Okay, I feel you there. That makes sense because Galaxy came after Sunshine for sure, and it definitely is a better game. So that's good. But yeah. So first things first. What are for spooky month is Halloween time. There's plenty of games that have like monsters you have to deal with, like werewolves. You can count zombies or vampires as monsters as well. Maybe like swamp type monsters or Godzilla type monsters, things like that. So, what is some of your favorite game or games that involves having like monsters on your team or like main characters? Or like things like that has a focus on those. So to start out, the first thing I thought of, because I was kind of thinking about it, probably one of the earlier games that features monsters straight up that I played was Rampage on Nintendo 64.
Mm,
Right. That's at this
okay.
point. That's kind of
Okay.
like cold. That's like cold arcade deep cut because I don't think there has been really been any new
Yeah.
Rampage
Yeah.
outside that movie some years ago. That was kind of
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Rampage.
Okay.
Did you ever play Rampage Sandstorm or any version of
Oh,
it?
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. The 64
Nice.
version and the older arcade version of the game, but I don't know what that was attached to. I don't know if that was attached to the
Oh man.
NES or the Super NES, but yeah, had a lot of fun. Uh I believe that's my favorite one, the Reptar looking one.
Yeah,
Or I
yeah,
guess Godzilla. Um
yeah.
really liked having a lot of fun playing that game. It's definitely reminiscent of, you could tell it's like they were trying to go something that was like King Kong like, but
Mm-hmm.
need multiple monsters in it. So it definitely is a really fun game, knocking down planes and thrashing buildings and, grabbing the lady and knocking people out the building and stuff like that. Awesome
Yeah.
game, awesome game. Very, very fun.
Super fun. Yeah, like I don't remember all their names, so you seeing Lizzie definitely kind of jogs it for me a bit. But I always like playing the lizard reptar type looking monster, and then like the werewolf one second for sure,
Oh yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, because
Yeah, they're just fun
it was
games.
the Kong. Kong was like the third one, right? Like
Yeah, like
I
the
remember
non
there
King Kong
being three
one.
monsters.
Yep, there was
Okay,
the little
okay.
lizard. There was not Godzilla lizard. There was big werewolf, and then there was and then it was not King Kong basically. Yeah, and
Not King
I
Kong. Yeah.
not can I mean yeah, cause like you just going side to side, you're just punching the buildings and knocking them down, and like you said, yanking the civilians out and everything. They're just fun. I kind of wish that we got like another one, cause I would, even though it's not a traditional beat 'em up, I would kind of put it in like around that category of beat 'em up game, because like you're not beating up like enemies that come on screen
Yeah.
and like you knock them away or anything, but you do go from area to area. You kind of just destroy everything in your path, and then there are like bigger ones you have to
Yeah.
fight too. So yeah, so
Yeah.
those are very fun for me for sure. Oh, real quick. Let's see. J2 said Spring Mario is the worst. Yeah, like the idea isn't bad. It's just like, eh, you know, it just feels a little lethargic at times. But fortunately, I think
It's a
Nintendo
little
knew
tough.
that too. Yeah, Nintendo knew that too for sure. Oh, and then JBiggs also said, finally beat Luigi's Mansion 3 last night. Super Mario Galaxy 1, Pac-Man World. Is that the first Pac-Man World or Pac-Man World 2? I'm just curious. Cyberpunk and Chronos. Oh, okay, that's all. That's everything you're playing. Yeah, nice. Still on that Chronos. Yeah, I think Chronos has been doing pretty well. Overall, I
Yeah.
think word of mouth is starting to carry. I think more people are saying like, "Yo, this game is dope. You should get it," and everything. And then the Switch version's getting patches, just to improve the experience too. Switch 2 version, yeah. Okay, cool, perfect. Another game that kind of comes to my mind, I guess it's kind of more in the arcade realm too. I don't know why I go to I don't play many like the horror or survival horror or psychological horror type games, so I can't speak on them. But the ones I have like that do feature monsters straight up is like House of the Dead. Now I haven't gotten
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah. So honestly, I have not gotten the House of the Dead remake. I've always heard mixed things about that version of the game. I don't know if it's because it's I don't know, the studio that ported it or whatever, or if it's like the motion control purists. So I know there was the Wii versions of those games. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the Wii remote pointer is pretty accurate. It uses infrared IR and aims at the one sensor, whereas gyro is just kind of like based on where you're holding it. It might get a little what do you call it? The motion control itself might get disoriented a little bit. But yeah, I used to play those a lot growing up in the arcades. It was either those or like Time Crisis, straight up, just because it's easy to pick up, play, zombies run through, just get the high score and go on with your day and whatnot. Um, have you played like I've only really played like I think one or two, or well, mostly one, I would say. I know there was more that came out on the
Mm-hmm.
consoles as well. But what's your experience with House of the Dead stuff, Sandstorm?
So for me, House of the Dead is a game that I mostly played in arcade.
Mhm.
Um, using the light guns. I always feel like that's the best way to play those games. Any of those games, whether
Yeah.
it's House of Dead, Carnival,
Ooh.
from all the way to like Time Crisis and those games. Like light
Mhm.
gun, like you can't get even like T2 Judgment Day. You can't get any better than the
Oh
light
yeah.
gun playing those games. So
Oh yeah.
all of my experiences of House of the Dead has always been in order to play the game. So I've never actually beaten the game. Those games are a whole lot of fun. It's even more for somebody else. Pause. And so yeah, it's definitely a one that's like very nostalgic. On the
Mhm.
list as far as like as far as like the monster zombies and all that stuff. First games actually, to be honest with one of the first game actively like scared to play even in the arcade like by myself. Like some of those games, uh, kind of
Yeah,
creepy.
right.
That
Like
was
how they just
definitely
kind of
one of the first
slowly get
ones.
towards you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool,
yeah.
cool, cool. Cool. Like I feel like maybe one. Well, Sega's kind of just sending the first. Well, I think House of the 2 is either. I can't remember if the remake of that one is out yet or if it's coming soon. I'm totally out of the loop for it. But I do know there's a remake of House of the 2 on the way in some form or fashion. Um, Maybe I will check out that first remake one. Maybe I will check it out. It's probably for cheap now anyway. Um, okay.
Yeah.
Let me let me go back to the chat real quick. Okay, J Big said the first one. Got you. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That was the one you said you were playing the other week as well. Yeah, that game was Pac-Man World was a pretty fun game. Pretty fun game. Jazzy Jefferson
Hmm.
says been playing Digimon Story Time Stranger still 40 hours and having fun. I've heard so many good things about that new Digimon game. Like,
Really good.
yeah, like yeah, it's doing really well. I'm sure that's gonna come to Switch to, as I like to call it, the Bamco special, where they drop it everywhere else and then they wait a year or sometime, and then it pops up in
Right.
the Switch 2, or I'm sorry, like a Nintendo Direct, and it's like, oh, here it goes, it's coming. So yeah, I think when it does finally drop on Switch 2 as well, it's gonna do really really well there too. And it just because I have some friends, real quick, they played the Cyber Sleuth one, which is kind, I guess it's kind of similar to what the Time Stranger one is, but a little less polished. So I think this one kind of builds on that game a bit more. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Um, okay, but yes, back to the topic as well. Okay, so actually, I thought of an interesting one. This it's actually a part of the game. So Conker's Bad Fur Day. Spoilers for a 25-year-old game. There's a part of the game where there's a part of the game where you go through a cemetery. Actually, I would say it's probably the hardest section of that game. Where just suddenly becomes like Night of the Living Dead or whatever, where it's just tombstone. It's a cemetery. Zombies start coming out, and you have to avoid them when you first run through the first areas, and you get to your typical like kind of old school like castle mansion type house, and you meet like an older squirrel who's supposed to be like apparently an ancestor of Conker or whatever, but it turns out that he's giving major I'm a vampire vibes. And he's like, oh, it's like, nephew, come here. So happy to meet you. And he's like, here, eat all this food. Eat all this food. And Conker's like, okay, well, I'm not going to say no to eat free food, because that's just how Conker is. And then he's eating, he gets off, and like time passes, and he gets like, I think fat or whatever, just straight up. And then like the vampire squirrel, he's just like, good. And he bites him. Of course. He bites him. and then Conker wakes up and he turns into a bat. Of course, he turns into a bat. That section of the game is funny because to escape and figure out how to get out of that castle. Into break the curse because the squirrel vampire, he's like hanging upside down above like this vat with like blood and stuff. It's very, for that time it's very graphic, whatever. But yeah, and basically the gist is he's attached to like a rope, but he's so full, he's like, oh, I can't move. I'm just gonna sit here and sleep and laugh at Conquer as a bat. You have to like go around and pick up random like other squirrel people that wandered into the castle for whatever reason, and you have to drop them in that vat, and it grinds them up, and it fills up like this. It fills up a thing with blood, and the Dracula squirrel dude, he's like, oh, blood, delicious. He's pretty much being a glutton. And after you do that so many times, I think you do it like 6, 7, 8 times. The flying controls are a little cumbersome, but hey, it's Nintendo 64 days. It's a lot going on. And after a while, the rope, the Dracula squirrel, he gets so big, so full of the blood, the rope breaks, and he falls in it, and then he's done. And then Conker turns back to normal. He's like, okay, great. Now I gotta get the heck out of here. And basically, he gets this shotgun, and it suddenly becomes like a third-person shooter where you have to run, like you have to make your way out of not just the castle, but like the little like the stereotypical or not stereotypical, but cliche like rose garden type area. It's like maze like and stuff, and there's like zombies there. You have to it's like some Resident Evil stuff. You have to shoot them like 2, 3, 4 times. Aim for the headshot because it's I think if we held like one of the shoulder buttons, it will give you like a laser pointer, and basically it's best to aim for the headshots, and you have to go slowly but surely go through and make your way out of there and escape. And that I always remember that because like that's such a memorable part of the game, and also is really hard because you die a lot. So I was stuck there for I think 2 hours. It took a while, but it was a fun experience. But yeah. So for anyone else in the chat, again, the topic for tonight, we're talking about like monster games like monsters, vampires, zombies, werewolves, Frankenstein, all the usual monster gallery, rogue gallery of stuff. Any type of games you can think of, chime in the chat, and we'll kind of go through it there as well. But yeah, as far as that,
so for me, so like, okay, so if you're talking about like on teams, some games like I want to go like stereotypical like Pokemon and stuff like that. But I do want to give a shout out. This only one in particular, and then I'll get into the like the stereotypical stuff. But Blue Dragon. So it's like 4 kids, but your like monsters are like your back, your shadows and everything. Had a lot of fun playing that. The anime was nothing like the actual game, and I'm so mad that they did it that way. Because it just like,
wow.
Yeah, like you couldn't play the game and then follow along with the anime. The 2 stories were entirely different from each other. To the point where like a person who was a good guy on your team was like not a good guy in the show, and you're like, what? So it really kind of messed up a lot of it messed up, but the game was really good. It was only for Xbox, if I remember correctly, so it wasn't a game that started off on an Xbox and then moved over to PlayStation, but I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but there's that game. Games that involved but like the classics, so you're talking about the werewolves and vampires and stuff like that. Shout outs to Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That game was a nightmare.
Yeah.
All puns intended.
Man.
Having to beat that game. Hard. Yeah, having to beat that game, and like you get to the end, you finally beat it, right? You only had 3 lives. You started with 3 lives. You may even possibly, if you were really, really good, and get to the end, and you beat the last boss, only for you to find out that you had to go and play the whole game again
Whew.
and get the special and because I finally knew that, like the older me knew that
Hmm.
ahead of time, so I know what level the key is at. And they purposely don't show them around. So you're like, crap, I still have to go back and actually do this whole game again. It's a nightmare to play. It's a nightmare to play. It's fun, but it's not a game that I would sit down and play, 3-4 hours trying to beat each much. So
Oh
thank you,
yeah, it gets a lot.
Nintendo, for the quick saves and stuff like that, so you can just without having to start all over. That's awesome. One for my vampires. Shout out to Blood Rain. Shout outs to Blood Rain.
Man,
Um,
nice.
yeah, the first one was really good. Really enjoyable. I think it was a little clunky. It came out on the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube and maybe the Xbox OG. But I mean, even if it didn't, the game was really good. I think it was good for its time. If you played the remaster of it now, it may run a little bit better than what it did before. It's not like it ran bad. That's not the problem. It's like kind of the movement of the game, and you can tell like it's of its time. But the game itself was really good. I thought the story was good. And then they had a second one, Blood Rain 2. And Blood
Yeah.
Rain 2 was fun, but you could tell they added some like real weight to the character. Like she was heavy. Like, and not like she was fat, but like she had some weight behind her like hits and her movements and stuff like that, which made it really enjoyable. Because it actually gave some like actual feel to it. As far as werewolf games, and it's funny that I go this way. Pause. Is Diablo 4. Playing as a druid and turning into a werewolf, I think is the most satisfying game that I can remember you being a werewolf in. And I'm gonna say that even more so than in Skyrim, right? Because you can be both a vampire in Skyrim and a werewolf in Skyrim, which is really cool for RPG purposes. But as far as Diablo 4, being able to transform into a werewolf at whim, and dashing around the area and attacking monsters, and then sometimes your attacks turn into lightning, and now you're a lightning werewolf, and then you got a hurricane flowing around you, and tornadoes and all this other stuff. You're constantly howling at the moon. It's a really satisfying game as far as werewolves go, and being a werewolf. When we talk about some of the other cliche monsters, when you're talking about zombies or ghouls, I haven't gotten a chance this game, and this game is still kind of on my list to play. But Dying Light. I don't know what the beast is. I haven't looked into it to see exactly what that beast form is, as if you got like part zombie in you or something. Or if it's like, you just got a stronger mutation or something. But shout outs to Dying Light for the zombies. To me, this that you would get to like playing The Walking Dead, but playing it as your own character, right?
Yeah.
Instead of playing it as who's actually in the show. The first one was a whole lot of fun. I've heard a lot of things about the second one. I haven't had the opportunity to play the second one. I am going to skip over it and just play the third one, because the third one has exactly what I was looking for, and like you being able to drive cars and stuff like that. Because in no way, shape, or form, in my mind, is every single car destroyed in a zombie apocalypse. Like, I don't find that realistic. But
amongst all the other things.
amongst all the other things, right? So
Yeah.
definitely shout outs to Dying Light. We don't really have too many other games out there that kind of like really hone in, like Swamp Thing. That's a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. you want that swamp type. There are other games that are like scary games, but I kind of want to stay away from those because that's a different topic for a different day. But
For sure.
yeah, those are definitely some of my top games as far as that. I forgot. Shout outs to Vampire for Vampire
Oh
games.
yeah.
That game is excellent. Like, if you have the opportunity, if you have not picked up Vampire and you have the opportunity to be able to pick it up, whether it's on Steam or I believe I'm not 100%. I don't think it's on the Switch.
There-
I don't think it has like an upgrade.
There's a Switch version, but it's
I-
it's a little rough.
Okay.
But, yeah, but
Okay.
I would definitely play it like on PC or even PlayStation 5 or whatever.
Definitely pick it up. That game is playing like, so the premise is in Vampire is you're a doctor in World War I believe it's World War One. You're a doctor and you're in the city of London, and a different type of vampire
Mhm.
comes and bites you, and so you get vampire powers, and like it takes course of a, I want to say it takes course of, but that's not true. I think it's the course of the month or something like that. But you're a doctor in a hospital basically, so it's a treasure trove of you.
Oh,
But you
interesting.
get to but you get to decide whether you want to or if you want to try and save your humanity basically. And so there's like positives and negatives of that. Like, you suck somebody's blood, you're going to be turning closer to a vampire, but
Mhm.
at the same time your powers become stronger and you level up faster.
Mm.
So
Okay.
it's like it's like a 2 for 2, The
Mhm.
way that I've been playing so far, I'm always a good guy in every game. First time around, the second time around will be as bad as possible. But
Yep. That's not roll
there's
two.
also positive. There's positives of being a good guy too, because mysteries in
Mhm.
so you're also in like some detect as a doctor, and when you search and you look more into each person, because each person has their own, and if you kill that person before you finish the story, you may not get as much experience off of them, like if you choose their blood later down the road. So
Mm.
it's
Okay.
yeah, it's a
You
very
have to
good
pick and
game.
choose
It's
when.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of in the style of early early Dark Souls type of game. It's very fun, very enjoyable. There is crafting. The vampire powers are really cool. I would love to get back into it at some point as one of my October games. But yeah, shout outs to Vampire.
Word. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm actually glad you mentioned Vampire because that's one of those games I just completely forgot about. But I always heard it had an interesting premise, and having it broken down like that, I might actually look into it for sure. I'll actually add a spooky game to play for real. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That
cool,
one's
cool.
That one's not super spooky. It kind of it. I mean, it has its moments, but at the same time, you're like, but I'm a vampire though. Like,
Right,
why
yeah.
should I be scared? Like, I'm a vampire though. So,
I'm a
yeah.
Can take you down ease.
Right.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much. Okay, so that's pretty. Oh wait, did you say you had some others you want to add, or that was pretty much it for right now?
For now, that's it. There were other ones that
Okay,
I wanted
cool.
to add, but they were more along the lines of not the actual monsters in there, more so the game and like the creepiness of it, you know.
Gotcha.
So spoiler alert for everybody who's on the channel. Our next conversations will probably be about games with the best atmospheres.
Okay.
Uh,
Ooh, nice.
so yeah.
That'll be fun. Okay. So let me. Okay. So yeah. So the next thing we'll go to then, to kind of keep going with just the theme of monsters in general, is like our favorite games. What are our favorite games where we involve fighting monsters or going against monsters is like as like enemies or antagonists. So the first thing,
Ooh.
yeah. So the first thing I'll mention, and it's a very obvious one. I think we're probably some of us might be looking for this on NSO coming soon if it does happen. But Luigi's Mansion 1 for the GameCube, or 3DS if that's how you played it for anyone else in the chat. But yeah, and I mentioned the first one because while 2 and 3 are really good, and 3 is like fantastic. 1 has some things that I think does better than those other two Luigi's Mansion games are have done. And for me, it's been like, well, obviously we're going against ghosts, primarily ghosts, straight up. But they had like the boss ghosts in the picture frames, and it's supposed to represent like I think like the family in that house. It's not that obvious the first time you play through, but it's a short game. You can knock it down like 3-4 hours. So when you play, I've played like a few different times, and you notice like, oh wait, this first floor has like the father and the mother and the baby, and then there's a place with like a big dude just eating who might be the uncle, and then there's like a place with like a little girl, another little girl, a place with twins. But yeah, just going about that mansion, that first mansion, like Nintendo actually put in some effort to make it kind of eerie. Like I wouldn't say it's like super scary or anything like that, but just the fact that how dark it is. It was kind of like a graphic showcase for GameCube. It was like a launch title too. But yeah, that always sticks out in my mind as like one of those first few ones that like, it's still fantastic to this day. And like just battling those ghosts and going about discovering them and how, and like the mini puzzles of how to get them to appear, how to get their heart to appear so you can flash and then go ahead with the vacuum. Some other ones from there. This is definitely probably the most cliche one of all time, and it's zombies. Is Left 4 Dead 2. That was the game that made me made me make a Steam account. What was that? Back in I think 2012. That was it. And it was on like an old laptop, and I was just that was when some friends were like, oh, we're gonna play Left 4 Dead 2, and I was like, you know what? Let me try it out. And that was like a time. I think it was around the holiday time that year when Valve for some reason gave it out for free or something like that. And so I was like, oh, it's free. Okay, I guess I'll make an account now and be able to play it and stuff. But yeah, that game is just super fun, especially with the right group. Like I know it's a really, really old game at this point. There's no Left 4 Dead 3. There's no Left 4 Dead 3. Or the memes about Valve counting to 3. And there's been some others that's tried to do that, like that Back 4 Blood game, which is okay. It's just okay. Okay. I kept trying to give it a go, but it doesn't hit the same. But Left 4 Dead 2, yeah,
It doesn't hit the
it
same.
just doesn't the same. Left 4 Dead 2, just how you run through, you gotta get your supplies. How the zombies run through, they're just super aggressive. The boomers are out there. You gotta watch out for them. You gotta watch out for the was it what were those called? Was it called the not the witch? Was it the witch? It was one that would
the witch.
I think that was one that would kind of
the crying girl.
Yeah, the crying girl. Like don't go over there. Don't go over there unless you.
She had her own theme music and everything.
Exactly. So yeah, that's a classic to me. That's an all timer for sure. And of course, there's like the mod scene for it too, to kind of remix it how you so see it. To add your own music to it and stuff like that. I remember a friend of mine, he had what was that thing when the boomer was there and he'd do the thing where he'd aggro all the zombies there. It would play like the Attack on Titan opening theme song and be like, oh no, here they come. Yeah, so just little things like that make that experience much better too. Okay, real quick. Oh, J2 said Luigi's Mansion 1 not being on Switch 1 is still weird to me. Yeah, I was kind of like I was kind of thinking like a no-brainer. Like, I mean, that was one of the ones that they said were coming in that first list too. If I remember right.
Hmm.
And this week we did get the announcement of what was it, Super Nintendo games. Was it Mario and Wario, which I think was only in Japan for a long
Hmm.
time. Um, one of the Bubsy games, which is okay, the one of those 2D Bubsy games. And I forgot the third game. Oh, the third game is it's a Fatal Fury game for the Super Nintendo. But
Ooh.
nothing for Luigi's Mansion on GameCube NSO yet. So maybe Nintendo will surprise us and like announce it like at the end of the month. That's probably me coping, but I'm a hope for it regardless. Oh, J2 Blue also said the Haunted Mansion in Ape Escape 1 used to always scare me as a kid when I played it. You know what? That's a good call. That's a good call. I actually started kind of replaying Ape Escape 1 on PS5 earlier this year, and the controls aren't as tight as I remember it, but it's still a fun game. Still a fun game. Shame on you, PlayStation, for never bringing those back in like a remake collection.
Right.
But yeah, Sandstorm. What you got as far as games where you like
Okay.
go against monsters?
So for me, there's like so I actually, when I get done, I'm gonna actually talk to Jess Brooks.
Shout out, shout out.
But we I think of that I was gonna say AWE, and that's not even what it's called. Alan Wake games, but
Oh yeah, Alan Wake.
specifically um Control, right? So I
Right.
think it was like, to me, now all of the Alan Wake games, like, and then Quantum, is it Quantum Theory, Quantum
Quantum Break.
something like that, Quantum Break. Thank you, Quantum Break,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Control. All three of them exist in the same world, but Control was like so tight to me, um, because you were like going against these like weird kind of mind, and then just like going from a person to just being like this dope quick. It is just that game and the atmosphere is crazy, at
Mm.
times and then other times you like, same way with Vampire, you're like, oh man, I hope it ain't something coming around the corner for me. And then you like, I got powers. Like, why am I scared? I got powers. Like,
I'm a
what does it
vampire.
matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, why does it
Yup,
even
yup.
matter? So, um, yeah, definitely shout outs to Control. That whole game was nice. Trippy, definitely top tier as a trippy game, but definitely nice as a game of excuse me. Definitely nice as a game of killing monsters. Shout outs to Dead Space. I know we talk about this all the time because that's kind of cliche, but it was like the
Mhm.
closest thing that we got once again for a character that does have a name, right? But
Yeah.
like that technically you, because you never actually got to see his face. But
Mm.
you you're in space, right? It's the closest thing to
Yep.
aliens. Um, and so
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, it just the atmosphere of going through the whole ship and not being able to enter certain areas and having to deal with the aliens in that game that have basically are like parasites and over, and then you get to the whole like babies part and you like,
Oh yeah.
man, this is crazy.
They
um
got some wild
this one
concepts in there.
especially, the first one especially I think was really really good. The second one I can't really speak on. The third one to me, I always felt like was more of an action game than it was an actual like scary game.
Yeah,
So
the Resident Evil
um
6 type of situation. Like it's not respecting
yeah,
what
yeah,
came before, and just kind of changed its genre a bit.
yeah, they definitely Res 6 that game. So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely shout out to those two games. And then the third game that I was kind of thinking of as far as like beating monsters and all that other stuff Um, dang, it just slipped my tongue. Um, dang, it was right there. Um, uh, uh, Gears of War. Um,
Gears of War. Oh
so
yeah, yeah.
so I'm gonna give a shout out specifically to the original Gears of War. I mean, shout out to the whole trilogy, but the first Gears of War, that was the first time we kind of experienced that like hide and gun situation,
Mm-hmm.
and battling through with your teammating and kind of being bunkered down and attacked. I thought that was well done, overdone these days,
Yeah,
but it
yeah.
definitely was a very well done game. The atmospheres that they took you through from the caves um, down to like the cities and like even on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Those were really well done. Well done games of going ahead and having to kill monsters. I want to give a slight honorable mention too, and Red Dead Redemption's night.
Oh,
What is the DLC? The
un,
Nightmare.
Undead Nightmare, something like that.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
The Nightmare
Undead
DLC.
Nightmare. Yes, that one was really really good. It wasn't. It was real zombies, right? You couldn't just
Yep.
shoot the legs a whole bunch of times, shoot the body a whole bunch of times, and they would die. You
Yep.
literally had to get headshots off of the zombies to be able to kill them. And I thought it was an ingenious move for you in the regular game. You start off on the left side of the map and work your way to the right side of the map, and but instead in Undead Nightmare you started on the right side of the map and worked your way to the left side of the map. um and yeah, man, I actually, real talk, I really want to go back and play it now, but that
It's
game
good,
was
man.
excellent, and I wish the DLC was there for the Switch as well so we could be able to play that. I think it's only just the base game. Somebody tell me if I'm
Oh,
wrong.
that's right.
um
Oh, I think that. Oh, that actually, I think that might be the case. Dang, that's a missed opportunity.
yeah, so
That's crazy.
yeah, definitely shows games. Control though, man, Control. If you haven't played Control, there's something wrong with you, and we definitely need a Control too.
I would say a Control 2 is on the way. I would say it is for sure, for sure. But yeah, those are all great choices as well. I thought about some. Actually, you know what? I'll save one of these for next week since we're talking about environment straight up. But as far as like actually, fighting monsters though, and I guess kind of still in the Xbox 360 era, um, I would say Halo 3 specifically, because there's one mission where, well, it's they kind of do like a, well, I'm not gonna say it's like Halo 1, but basically you go through an area, a map. I think it's called the Storm. Yeah, the Storm. And you get to an area, and there's a
Hmm.
ship that crash lands on the planet, and it's the one, I believe from Halo 2 that the flood took over, and when it crashes down, it's like, oh no, the flood's on Earth now. That sucks. Or well, more so than before. And you have to run through there, and it's like it's really grotesque looking, and you'll have the flood enemies like come out of nowhere and attack you, or the sniping ones on the walls with like it will pretty much just kind of try and snipe you out before you see them, which is kind of unfair gameplay, but it is what it is. um
Right.
but yeah, that I remember that level specifically. It was just like killing the flood, or yeah, shooting killing the flood's always good because they're just they're menace. They're like a bunch of cockroaches. They don't go away. They just seem to kind of always come back or multiply. It's ridiculous stuff. I think that's really it off the top of my head about fighting monsters. I'm trying to think if there's
Yeah.
anything else
I
that
mean,
really sticks out further for me, but
yeah. I
unless you
mean,
got any.
like, cause like a lot of games have like natural monsters in the game. You know,
Hmm.
Skyrim, to like Zelda and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like, really like honing in on like monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the world was okay, but then something happened, and then monsters showed up.
Mm-hmm.
So they, um, you know, I mean, they're not really monsters, but shout outs to, um, Mass Effect.
Yeah.
That game changed the entire sci-fi genre for video games, especially like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
We really didn't have a sci-fi game like that to that level, and in the gaming world where you create your own character, you have your own team, flying your own ship, um, and dealing with the husk.
Yeah.
That game was a dope, and to this day my favorite one is two. I don't care what anybody says, two is the best
I
one.
think most people. I think most people
But
put 2 as the best one for sure.
yeah, I like the grain effects of one better, but I like two overall as a better game. But yeah, shout outs to Mass Effect for that. If you haven't had the opportunity, I think most of you, at least most of our subscribers, have had the opportunity to play Mass Effect. That's a very well done game. Another one, this is not you fighting monsters, but you are the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Is and I always forget the name of it. The Darkness, is that what it is? Um,
Darkness.
yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but
Hmm.
you basically like Venom, and you get the two tentacles on each side that talk to you from. It's like from the 360 area.
Darkness.
You're like a yeah, like you're like a mob. You're part of the mob or something like that.
Hmm.
Um, and it's a first person shooter, and like you can use the tentacles to like lash at people, and like they eat their hearts.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool. Oh,
Yeah.
this game. I never played this, but now that you mentioned, I looked up like how the art looks. I remember seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Side note, what's interesting and totally not related, but in that game, there's a point where you sit down with your girlfriend and she wants to watch a movie with you. Well, the movie is To Kill a Mockingbird. You can sit
Oh,
there and watch the whole movie of To Kill a Mockingbird in that game. And I always thought that was the coolest thing that they actually allowed that. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
so shout outs to that because you're the monster in that game. And the different powers to kill basically get revenge from
Cool.
them. I believe they kill your girlfriend, and so the darkness comes back and you do. But yeah, those are the ones that I can think of as of right now.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, I did think of a couple more to add. They're technically monsters. Oh, Zoe said the Darkness, that old PS3 game. Yes, yeah. Sandstorm was talking about the 6th gen game. Yeah, for Xbox 360 and PS3. Yeah. That's an interesting. That's an interesting premise, though. Next time I go to a retro shop, I'm gonna keep an eye out for it. I actually went to one recently. Got a couple things, but yeah, okay, yeah. So speaking of specific monsters, and there's a thematic reason for this too. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the expansion that adds like a new map and everything and new monsters. Now, the thing about that one is the main monster in that one who goes by Malzeno, and there's like a couple other big ones that they added. One was called Garangolm, who's like this big, like greenish, hulkish, gorilla-esque type thing that kind of looks like it's undead in a sense. And then there's like like a icy wolf thing called Lunagaron. Those three, along with the main one, Malzeno, fit like the Frankenstein werewolf vampire like trio. And I don't know why Capcom chose that theme for those, but those are three really cool monsters, and I think it represents them well. And the final one, Malzeno, is he's pretty much like he's vampiric, and where like he'll have like his own like affliction that'll like kind of cause your health to go away, and he can get his health back, and really crazy monster to fight, especially the later version of it too. Does like a Tekken combo on you, so it's insane. Yeah, but those are cool too. Um, I'm trying to think. Is there any other ones specifically with monsters in mind? Let's see. You mentioned zombies. Mentioned vampires. Mentioned there's not too many games where you fight like the Frankenstein monster straight up. I don't think there's many
Yeah,
games
that's
like
one of the
that.
few. That's one of the few
Yeah.
where you don't get to fight Frankenstein's monster. I think,
Hmm.
probably the Van Helsing game, I would imagine, has something like that. But for the
Yeah.
most part, you don't really. That's probably like the weakest link, right? Is
Hmm.
Frankenstein's monster. Because everything else really kind of runs in the same themes of vampires, werewolves. Um, you're looking at like aliens, zombies, ghouls. So you don't really parasites. You don't really get anything that's along the size monster, and I don't know if that's because maybe nobody really feels threatened by him
No.
as a monster. I
Maybe
guess
like
I don't know.
stories from the 1950s or 60s, yeah, because I guess it was more simple back then. Yeah, he's just big, slow dude, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna just go move to the right or to the left, and that's that. And he's more of like a sympathetic monster too, if the story tells it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but yeah. Anyone in the chat have any other like, or just in general, have any type of monster themed games for like this time of the year they could think of? But if not, yeah, I think that might be it. Maybe. Yeah, I think that
Okay.
might be it then. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just glad I was here to kind of helm the ship for a bit. Shout out to you, Sandstorm, as well. Looks like you're in the cabin. Shout, you have good reception.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
The Wi-Fi is holding on by a thread here.
Hey,
Because I have
strongest
absolutely
thread.
no service where I'm at.
Oh wow, hey, that's the strongest thread though. I'll give you that. That's really good. So yeah, yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and wrap up. Then it'll be a shorter episode, of course, not our typical one. But for everyone that popped through, thank you all for joining. I'm gonna go through the list right here in the order. Thank you, Exodia, as usual. Thank you, RJ, for popping in. Jazzy Jefferson. J2 Blue, shout out to you as well. Juice Man Vaughn coming through. What else I'm missing? I think that might be it. No, I think that's
Yeah.
it. And of course us. I don't know how to give the full spiel like Sandstorm does, but I will say, of course, the Sandstorm Show is every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Sandstorm's channel. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, so we can continue growing here, and just grow and grow more of the community. Everything like that. Tomorrow, of course, is Winging It Podcast. I'm usually just either lurking in chat or I watch the VOD later myself. But I know Sandstorm is usually a co-host on there when he's able to get there. That's Jay's show. That's 7 p.m. Eastern as well. Monday is Jill Podcast. I remembered.
Yep.
Oh man, I'm proud of myself. Monday's Jill Podcast. Unfortunately, I don't remember the time. I don't remember the time.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay, everything is 7. Okay, that's good. Very consistent. Everything is 7 o'clock on Monday as well. After that, yeah, I think that's really it. Sandstorm, you still here? You got anything quick you want to add? I'll let you go though. You can enjoy the rest of the
No.
weekend.
No, thank you everyone for coming through. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Geronimo, for coming through and holding it down for the podcast. Really appreciate it. Make sure you guys show up for the Winging It podcast. They'll have stuff. I probably won't be in because I'll either be getting just back to Kalamazoo or I will still be vacationing. But with that being said, definitely make sure you come back for next week because we are continuing our specials for Halloween. Next week, we'll talk about some other things. And definitely want to get your guys' opinions on some of the games that you played that fit in those genres. So make sure you show up. Other than that, that's it for me.
That's it for me as well. Peace out.
All right.